Welcome back to the program. Hi, Alex McFarland here, and a very special thanks to the guest that you've just heard, Commander John Wells, and his advocacy for veterans and for this country in general is much appreciated. I don't know about you, but I was very shocked to hear the way that when Tim Walz was head of Veteran Affairs, the lead Democrat in that regard, how he and his staff would make promises but not follow through. And clearly, Mr. Wells realized that he was just being told, air, just hot air and wind to get him out of the office. Now, let's get back to the opening premise of the program, the biblical principle that will revolutionize our lives if we implement it, and that's the idea of stewardship. And you and I, dear fellow American voters, and I know a large percentage of the people watching are Christians as well. We are not owners, we're stewards. We have time, talent, treasure, testimony. And we all have 168 hours in a week. We have different skills and abilities. We have some financial resources, our means, but we also have our influence. And that's part of what your vote is. People ask me, they'll say, Alex McFarland, you're a pastor, you're a minister, and you're outspoken supporting Donald Trump. Yes, you bet. Now, I want to give you a little stewardship point here, folks. Maybe you're saying, look, I just won't vote. But if you know what's good and right and true, the Bible says, to him who knows to do good and doesn't do it, that is sin. So if you just say, look, I don't want to sully myself with the whole process. I don't want to vote. Well, what you've done is just you've given a vote. You really have. You've relinquished, you've abdicated your vote to somebody else, to that which is bad. Now, here's my point. If somebody says, oh, I'm a Christian, how could you vote for Trump? Don't think of it as voting for Trump. Think of it as in voting for the conservative constitutional candidate, you're voting for the rule of law. You're voting for a moral foundation for our Constitution. You're voting for support for the unborn. You're voting for the nation of Israel. You're voting against funding Hamas and terrorism. You're voting against the hundreds of thousands of young people that are dying because of illegal drugs coming across our southern border. You're voting for the rights of tax-paying American citizens. In other words, if you will vote for the candidates that believe in the rule of law and the Constitution, you're being a good steward with your vote. So make your voice heard. Pray, be informed, and vote.